Hey guys, I'm Jay, and today we're looking at a damn handsome CRKT Foresight, model number K220KKP. So let's get started with the features, and then we will go through the 7 likes and dislikes. Now make sure that you guys stick around until the end if you would like to see the full specs on this. Now I know that you guys have a lot going on in your lives. So what you need, well, you need knife reviews that kind of get right to the point. Do yourself a favor and click on that subscribe. The Foresight is a Ken Onion designed manual action liner lock. Actually, it's an inset liner lock with a blade that's actually riding on a ball bearing system, to be specific, the IKBS system. Now, deployment of that blade is accomplished with just the flipper. Once that blade is deployed, you're looking at 3.75 inches of 4mm thick Aussite blade steel. The handle measures in at 5.16 inches long with a thickness of 0.68. Ouch. Now the closed width, so how much room this is actually going to take up in your pocket, looks like it's, man, that's over 1.5 inches at 1.64. Okay, it is now moo-moo wait time. What do we got? Looks like 6.3 ounces. So that is going to be the equivalent of, yikes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? Yeah. 8 AA batteries. Can you see those? 8 of them. Now, if you guys are not crazy about this version, there is actually one other variant of the Foresight, and you can get it with a combo blade, so half serrated. You know what, now would probably be a good time to go ahead and bring in some other knives just for comparison's sake, so you guys can get an idea of what we're working with today. So of course the Recon 1, Buck 110, Paramilitary 2. So yes, I mean, obviously these are all rather large knives, and the Foresight really does fit right in here. Now before we get into that list of 7, I wanted to share just this one little piece of information with you guys. Now, according to Blade HQ's website, this knife right here actually won 2012 Blade Magazine's award for Imported Knife of the Year, because it's actually, this is made in Taiwan. Whether or not that means anything to you guys, I don't know, but I just thought it was an interesting fact. Okay, let's go ahead and start out my list of 7 likes and dislikes with number 1, and that's going to be the curb appeal, so the appearance, the aesthetics, how it looks. I'm going to give that a like because the blade to handle ratio really, it's not bad, it's okay. And this really is just a good looking hollow ground drop point with just a huge, look at that huge friggin' juicy belly. And if we go ahead and look at the spine of the blade, you can see it is actually, it's rounded or crowned here on the spine. And now when this knife is open, look at how, I really like how the flipper tab just kind of stays in line with that first kind of finger choil. Very, very nice. Number 2 is the ergonomics. This, I gotta be honest with you guys, this is probably the most comfortable knife I have ever held in my hand. That really is saying something. I mean, it's very, very ergonomic, just very comfortable. It feels like Ken made this for me. I mean, that's just how good it feels. I mean, and look at that. All of those, like the finger grooves, of course, add to that, those good ergonomics. This nice big kind of like, I don't know, palm swell. Oh yeah. I mean, there's even a spot like to rest your thumb. Look at this. Look at that. So also that aids with deployment as well, because then like your finger kind of stops right in that little gap there. Very, very, very comfortable. The balance, let's check that. Wow, yep, that's perfect. Nicely balanced. Now there are only 2 areas of jimping on this knife, and let's see, where are they? Oh yeah, on the inset liner lock here, see that? And then if we go ahead and close it, right there, yep, on the on this very, very pointy flipper, which I'm going to get to that too here in just a couple secs. Materials, number 3. Well, the handle is aluminum and the blade steel is AUS 8. The scales, they scratch up pretty easy. So if you're going to be carrying this around with like some keys in your pocket, you're definitely going to mark up this handle. And as far as the AUS 8 goes, I mean, I'm really not crazy about AUS 8. It's okay. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, I would take AUS 8 over 8CR 13 MOV, but to be honest with you, I would almost rather that this was 440C. I know, it's just my opinion. But so for materials, that's going to be my first gripe. So I had to give that a dislike because of how easily the scales scratch up, and just, you know, AUS 8 is not one of my favorite steels. Number 4, the action. I'm going to go ahead and give this category a like. I mean, the IKBS system works really, really well. Riding on those bearings, it's very smooth to open and to close, actually. Let's see if I can shake her. Oh, absolutely. Also, I'm sure part of that is because the size of the blade. I mean, it's pretty darn heavy. But yeah, those IKBS bearings are just create such a smooth action. Couple that with the really strong detent. I mean, I can't shake this one open. Even if I like hit like my wrist on something to try and jar it loose, I am unable to. So that is the sign of a very, very good detent. I like it a lot. The flipper. Now I did mention that it is a little pointy. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to cut you, and it's not terrible, but for some of you that do have those sensitive index fingers might find it, well, kind of pointy. I just want you to be aware, that's all. Pocket presence, number 5. Well, I think that you guys probably by now know where I'm going to land here on this category, and yes, I got to give it a thumbs down. I mean, let's start out with the pocket clip. It's one position, so that's going to be tip down, right-handers only, and that closed width being at 1.64 inches, that is a lot of real estate in the pocket that this takes up. And sometimes now when I do, well, let me rephrase that. When I used to actually try and carry this, so I'm left-handed, so when this was in my pocket, whenever I would reach into my pocket for something, I would kind of scrape the back of my hand on the flipper here. Righties, well, let me see, would you guys have the same problem? No, you would not. You would not have the same problem. So yeah, that is just specific to left-handed people. So yes, pocket presence, I gotta give it a dislike. The clip, one position, it's really wide, and well, we'll get into the weight too here in just a second. Moving right along to the weight. So number 6, 6.3, what did we say? 6.3 ounces, 6.4 ounces. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Let me ask you this. Do you think, would Batman carry a knife that weighed this much? Well, hell, if he can fit, I guess, shark repellent canisters on his utility belt, then maybe that's a dumb question. 6.3 ounces, it's a little much for me. Especially because, you know, I don't mind a heavier knife if there's something else I'm getting in return. Like, well, good blade steel. I mean, this does offer good ergonomics, really good ergonomics, but Aus 8 blade steel, 6.3 ounces, no. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say that that's too heavy. So I got to give that a dislike as well. I mean, this thing weighing a little over 6 ounces just kind of adds to how impractical that it really is. Let's go to, whoa, the last one, number 7, the price. This is also going to have to be a dislike. I know. I am just giving it to this knife. 85 to 90 bucks. Yes. For Aus 8 aluminum scales, I mean, you're getting the IKBS system, but you can also find that in, you know, let's say $30 knives. So that is just a ton for this. I mean, you can get a code 4 for cheaper than the Foresight. What, American Lawman? It's right around there. About 90 bucks, 95. So it's really in some competitive territory. So, okay, so to go ahead and quickly summarize, we said curb appeal was a like, ergos was a like, materials was a dislike, action was a like, pocket presence was a dislike, weight and price were dislikes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. 4 dislikes to 3 likes. So unfortunately, that is going to mean that I really cannot recommend the CRKT Foresight. And it's really too bad because this knife is really friggin' cool looking. And it feels so damn good in the hand. It's frustrating about some of these design choices because I really do like how it looks and how it feels. So in closing, I just want to say that, you know, if you don't care about size or weight or the blade steel and you just want a big, comfortable knife that looks pretty friggin' awesome and has fantastic action, then hell, sure. Go ahead, get it. But for the rest of those that do care about those things, you know, myself included, it's just not a very, it's not a very practical EDC, which is just, again, very frustrating because I really do, I like how friggin' cool that this thing looks. If this video about the CRKT Foresight answered most of your questions, why not go ahead and just leave a like? Now, don't leave because I'm going to show you the specs here in just a second. But first, I wanted to just thank you guys for like stopping by and letting me talk knives with you. I really enjoy it. So I will, I'll see you guys at the next video. You guys take care, okay?